Wow, it's colder than I thought today. I don't know if I'm spoiled because I just spent 2 nights in a warm cabin with a shower and a toilet, or because it really is cold. But I think it's really cold. It's Thursday, day 6, March 22nd, I want to say. Man, right out of the gate from Neel's Gap, or Neel Gap, I don't know what it's called. They call it both. Right out of the gate, the highest climb of the day. And again, I don't know if it's because of the warm bed and shelter, or the didn't eat enough yesterday, or the beer and wine. But I'm feeling it. That's hard. That was harder than Blood Mountain, if you ask me. So I'm gonna leave a Neel Gap. It's 1.5 miles behind me. I'm heading to a Low Gap shelter tonight, which is an 11-mile or so jaunt. And again, this is the highest climb already. Hope it warms up. I was on the blue side of the mountain, they call it, where the sun don't shine. And I'm just coming over the crest, and the sun's there, and it's a little nicer. Met some good people at Blood Mountain Cabins. Bart on the trail, who was following me, who I apologize again for not remembering you. You left a comment a long time ago on my gear loadout. He's a madman. He's done the PCT and the Continental, and he's going for the Triple Crown this time, and he did in 2 days what I did in 4. So good luck to him. I gotta be careful, kind of a segue here. My trail name is Words. I gotta be careful because right out of the box I try to get to know everybody, and I'm like, hey, tell me the most horrible thing that's ever happened in your life. I like to get right out there. A little exaggeration, but I tend to want to get to know people, and superficiality is a little tough for me. I'm a overcompensated introvert, I guess you call it. Oh, now I'm going downhill. This is kind of nice. Let me give you a shot of this. It's like I'm coming into the sun, and it's like a little Civil War battle scene. Yeah, you never quite catch these things on the camera. Anyway, I just passed Bull Gap. There was a few people there packing up. I think I'm out ahead of everybody today a little bit. But it's a big crowd. Everybody sheltered up last night because I expect the campsites to be kind of crowded. So hello to everybody back home. Kind of miss everybody. It's a combination of, it's like, being on the trails, almost like being at work. You get up, you have your routine, it's like work with some scenery and exercise. I don't want to say the whole thing's overrated. It's an experience, but right now it's just like you get up, you hike. Benefit is you got some exercise and fresh air and views, but every moment is not like a spectacular wet dream. It's kind of, that would be a good name, wet dream. All right, I'll see you for now before I go off the rails on you. So it's Thursday, March 24th, not 22nd. Sorry about the brain fart. I got these lucky poles and I love them. Except I noticed these pins have been backing out. You see that pin in the black section? I think the strap goes in and around it, and it's like a holding point for that strap if you want to tighten it and loosen it. And I don't know if tightening and loosening it is causing that pin to back out. It was on both. And just something else to worry about out here. If I lose that pin, I lose my straps. Oh, finally a blaze. I panicked back there and pulled far out to make sure I didn't get off trail. I haven't seen a blaze in a while. Of course, there's only one trail off that mountain, so still, you get worried. I got lost a little bit the other day, and I don't want to do that again. Whew. I'm all alone out here today. This is my first day without, on the trail anyway, without Scotsman and Grey Dog. And haven't run into anybody, which is unusual. Oh, and knock on wood, knock on soggy old rotten wood, my knees are doing better going downhill. So that's why I did the 0. It's nice being able to make time going downhill instead of slowing down all the time. All right. Ooh, the wind and cold is not letting up today. I don't even know what time it is. You know what's funny about the trail? You know, I expected Georgia to be, you know, a little different in some ways. But you know, every step of the trail, every view reminds me of something from my youth or someplace I was in my youth. Like right now, I feel like I'm pheasant hunting with my dad. You know, 10 years old. It's just, you know, the same thing on Blood Mountain. I feel like I was in the Adirondacks or the Whites. It's the same thing with people. Everybody I meet, it's like, have I met you in the past? You know, is God running out of crisis actors or something like that? You know, all the world's a stage and all the men and women merely players. You know, it's over and over in my head. In some ways, it gives me comfort. You know? It gives me comfort. I told everybody back home if I can make it a week, I think I'm good. Well, it's Thursday. I started Saturday. I feel, you know, I thought that 0 day might take me out of the game, but you know, I'm laying in bed and I'm kind of anxious about getting back out here. Again, it's like going to work. It's part of my routine now. Beautiful spot. Really beautiful spot. A lot of climbing today. Oh, Caven. Wish you were here to enjoy this, man. Someday. Sorry about the sniffles. Cold air does that to me. Wow. Wowie. I was wondering what that white thing was in the woods. It's a ledge face of a mountain. I'll shut up. I wished everybody in my life back home could experience this moment with me. I guess there's something to being alone. Boy, this is one of the best views I've had. Beautiful. All right, somebody's behind me. I'm out of here. I hope they're not BSing me. I just heard there's my first trail magic up here at the Gap. About 0.5 miles from here. Let's find out if I get my first trail magic. I see some vehicles. I see a cooler. I see an open van. I see people eating. Hello. Nice. Can't remember the last time I had one of these little Debbie peanut butter things. They made me a toasted ham sandwich with cheese. Put a bunch of Snickers and almonds and peanuts in my pocket. Very nice. Oh, holy moly. Just when I thought I was done climbing for the day. Wow. They filled me up on food and sent me off to have a heart attack. Good thing the preacher man said a prayer for me as I was leaving. No joke. Whew. Wished I knew what this was. No joke. Wow. He assures all of us that the next day and a half, 2 days of this hike is flat ridgeline for the most part. So make some time. Oh. Wow, that climb out of Tesnati Gap was no joke. It's 1:30 and I just passed a few people that started ahead of me. That made me feel good. Not that it's a race, but given I was half hungover this morning, man, there were some climbs today that I was not anticipating. That far out elevation graph is misleading at best. I'm at 10.2 miles for the day at 1:30. I don't even know what time I left. 7:38, 7:30. I don't remember. So that's 6 hours, over 10 miles, with a bunch of climbs. I don't know. You do the math. I'm gonna go past Low Gap Shelter because that's only a mile ahead, and I'm gonna go to Poplar tent site. And that's where Gray Dog's gonna be. I passed him this morning. He ended up taking a 0 in his tent in the pouring rain yesterday. I thought he had walked on a bit. So I passed him right at the Trail Magic location. So anyway, I'm gonna push ahead to 1.2, set up my tent. Hopefully there's spots. There's a water source there. No shelter, no privy. But that's another mile and a half, 2 miles I don't have to do tomorrow. All right. Miss y'all. Low Gap Shelter. I'm gonna push through. Nice fire ring. Nice site. Coming up on 13 miles for the day, and haven't taken a rest or a seat. I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing. I know that if I sit, I stiffen up and people pass me. I just assume keep moving, keep the legs warm. So I'm staying at Poplar tent site. It's a mile up here. I just passed Low Gap Shelter. I'm passing up on that. It's too early. That should bring me in around 2:30, and I'm not going to push it beyond that. Looks like home sweet home here. It still feels early, but I told Gray Dog I'd meet him here. Little fire, that's nice. Place to sit and eat tonight. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, but we'll make it work. Home sweet home. Takes about an hour to set up, taking your time. Poplar tent site. It's my buddy Dave from North Carolina. He's hanging his bear bag, I just hung mine. Still waiting on Gray Dog. Here, check this out. That's a challenge every time. Try not to get it to loop over twice and stuff. How you doing, bud? I almost did this the other night, man. My buddy Dave here he's got a situation. We're gonna try to cut the line and see if it drops. Here's my buddy Dave. Doesn't have a. We had that fucking carabiner wrapped around that branch. We tried several things, and eventually we got another string and threw it around there with a stick and broke the fucking branch, and we got it down, baby. Nice, man.
Thank you, sir.
Let's go. Time to fill up on water. Nice stream right by the campsite. Beautiful. Is there an easy place to grab it there?
Better than going down that far.
Oh, that was fast.
I just caught it right there in that little.
Yep. Let's see if I can drop my camera in the water.